YouTube, what's good? The BowTie fragrance guy here, man. We talk about fragrances on this channel, but I like to make sure that I give you other information as well. Because it's not just about smelling good, because you have to, or I don't want to say have to, you should care about the way that you look. So style and grooming are also content pieces that I like to throw in from time to time. So if you like looking and smelling great, make sure you hit subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting the bell icon as well, so anytime a new video is uploaded on YouTube, you guys get notified. All right, guys, I got a treat for you today. I don't know if you've heard or not, but the brand of Argos has two new releases that I am excited, super excited to share with you guys today. I think that sincerely, if you are a fragrance connoisseur, you're going to be in for quite the treat as I talk about the two newest releases from Argos, which is Midas Touch and Fire and Desire. Man, you know what? Both of those songs, both of those fragrances songs come to my mind. You know, like old school music. So Fire and Desire, you guys probably know what song comes to mind. And Midas Touch, song back in the day. But anyway, I digress. I'm gonna run the intro, and when we come back, we're gonna get into it. If you wanna hear my thoughts on these fragrances, and you do, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Listen, I'm excited. I don't want to waste any more time. I want to jump right into this video. So, man, shout out to my guy, Christian Petrovich, who's the creator, owner of the brand of Argos. You know, I've talked about Argos several times on the channel. Christian was nice enough to send these two bottles to me. I want to give you guys my thoughts on them. Remember, guys, Argos is a brand I think one of the reasons that I love it so much, Christian seems to be a guy after my own heart. I mean, he's always sharply dressed in a suit, check. And the brand seems to really, really represent quality. I mean, I can't think of a release that they've had that hasn't been at least good, in my humble opinion. Now, honestly, I have my favorites, obviously. But when I think about, you know, just the brand as a whole, really does things the right way. I would say I'm a huge sucker for presentation. Presentation is huge to me in fragrances, and they really, really do a good job at presentation and putting out fragrances that are quality. So shout out to him for that. These two new releases actually, honestly, have been no different. I have both of them in hand. This one right here, Midas Touch, and the newest one, Fire Your Desire. Man, listen, before I get into these, I want to say I do have a code, and I'll link it down below. If you ever want to shop with Argos, then my code is BowTie10. This is the way that I would go about doing it if I were you and I would go to purchase something from Argos. I would use the code to get the 10%, and I personally would probably use the shop pay option, which allows you to make 4 installments on it instead of paying a full amount. That's just how I would do it, especially if I wanted to get more than one bottle. But anyway, that's just me. I want to go and put that out there. If you do want to purchase anything, I'll link it down below. Use the code BowTie10 and you'll get 10% off. So let's start with Midas Touch. First of all, we know the boxes. These are Greek mythology is kind of the basis for the brand. So here's the box for Midas Touch. And I think you guys are going to be blown away by this presentation. It comes in a purple box. And when you open the box and reveal the fragrance, guys, I was blown away when I saw this. Check this out, man. Gold flakes. Yep, I know where we've seen that before. Alt Luxe. This is the only fragrance besides Alt Luxe that I can recall that has done the gold flakes. I think this one is kind of a special edition bottle. This special edition bottle with the gold flakes retails for $455, I think it is. And you have the regular 100 ml bottle for $398, and then I think the 30 ml bottle is $238. Guys, I'm going to tell you straightforward, this is a leather fragrance. This is a leather fragrance. I get a lot of leather in this fragrance. Leather. Ooh, now there is some warm kind of balsamic notes here, some labdanum and benzoin as it dries down as well. But this is going to be for my leather fragrance lovers. This is an extremely sophisticated fragrance. For me personally, this is suit and tie only. Like, I honestly, like this kind of scent profile, I can't see myself wearing this casually. And it's not just because the bottle was gorgeous and it has the gold flakes in it, which is beautiful, by the way. Let me show you that again. Check that out. Beautiful bottle, man. Look at always a plate on front that represents the fragrance, of course. But guys, it's not just because of that. It's because of the composition. Very, very masculine fragrance. Again, you have notes in here like oud and leather, nagamota. You know, so it's a very, very, like I said, a very, very masculine, leathery fragrance. There are some subtle touches of florals in here. Primarily, you get gonna get some rose with this. They list tuberose as a note. I don't get much tuberose at all. It's really about, again, those balsamic notes and those really leathery, masculine notes. Leather fragrance lovers, this is a fragrance that I really highly encourage you guys to try if you like the note of leather. Now, if you're not a fan of leather fragrances, may not be your jam, because to me it is a leather fragrance through and through. But for a person like myself that loves to throw on a suit and tie most days, I can get some good wear out of this fragrance because it is very sophisticated, and I think it's going to complement that kind of attire really well. Again, just overall super impressed with the presentation of Argos fragrances, and of course the extra addition this time of the gold flakes really made this bottle really special. So if you guys, again, are a fan of leather fragrances, this is the one that of the two that you want to try out. This is called Midas Touch. Now, guys, getting to, honestly, this is my favorite of the two. Personally, for me, my favorite of the two, Fire and Desire. Here's the box. Now, I will tell you, they said it's something about some kind of relationship, almost like an affair that was exposed, if I'm not mistaken. Fire and Desire. Again, I'll listen to the song. But this particular fragrance, let me show you the box first. I'm getting ahead of myself. You know I love red. So first of all, that's already a plus for me. And here is the bottle. Here is the bottle. Now, if there is a man and a woman on the front, again, you guys can kind of read the blurb if you want to understand the story behind this fragrance. But mainly what you get in with Fire and Desire: tangerine, tuberose, cashmere wood. You have some pink pepper, vanilla, amber, benzoin, some oud on the dry down as well. Guys, this is right up my wheelhouse. Oh my gosh. And I'm just going to take just my own kind of interpretation without giving you like the actual background of the fragrance as far as the Greek story behind this fragrance. There was a relationship, there was a kind of an affair that was exposed. Fire and Desire. And to me, when I smell this fragrance, I get exactly what the name indicates. I get fire and desire. The fire is the opening of the fragrance. You get this freshness that I really love. It's like a spicy freshness with a hint of rose. Now, that is happening because you actually do have some sparkling bergamot up top to complement that note of tangerine, and pink pepper. Pink pepper is the note to me that really holds this fragrance together and helps it transition from the fire portion of the fragrance to the desire portion of this fragrance. The pink pepper here gives the fragrance, it helps to give it a sparkling nuance that kind of ties in, again, that bergamot tangerine opening, and it ties together those more sensual notes. That's where the desire starts to come in on this fragrance. And honestly, that's where the fragrance really starts to blow me away. Honestly, it starts to blow me away on the dry down because it gets very sweet. It gets very sensual. It's almost like the fire portion, though sparkling, in the opening, it starts to be a little bit more of a spice as it starts to transition. So, that's why I talk about that pink pepper note, because it kind of ties it together. It has some kind of sparkling essence to it, slightly rosy, but it has a spicy element to it as well that really plays, I think, cohesively and harmoniously on the dry down of the fragrance with the warmer, sweeter elements of this fragrance. Now, if you are not a fan of oud, don't be turned off. I know I mentioned oud as a note in this fragrance. You do get some oud, but it really plays in the background more as a supportive, gives a nice masculine woody quality. So it's not like over the top animalic where it takes center stage in this fragrance. To me, the oud kind of plays the background. Again, those more sweeter, sensual elements of the fragrance is really what takes center stage. The combination of vanilla, amber, and sandalwood is really the notes that I speak about when I talk about this sweet, creamy element. And I always love that when you can kind of combine those notes together in a fragrance, and that sexuality, that's kind of just suggestive nature of desire, I think is really carried by the combination of the musk and the oud notes. That's what gives this fragrance that sexiness. So listen, I wore this fragrance, I wore it on skin yesterday, and it transitions really well from that sparkling, slightly spicy opening to that really sensual, sweet, and sexy dry down. Again, with those sweeter, almost ambery notes combined with that musk and oud. Guys, this one is a must try. I will tell you, Fire and Desire for me is a must try. Like I said, people that love leather, Midas Touch. But for me personally, this one is a must try. This is a must try. Now, if you guys have heard me talk about this brand before, I have several other must-haves from this brand. That's it as a Sacred Flame is a must-have. I've been wearing a lot more Triumph of Bacchus, and man, it was the one to me that got the most hype initially, and Triumph of Bacchus was kind of probably third, fourth, but man, it's fighting to move up to that second spot in my overall Argos rotation as far as what I love the most. I've been wearing it here last week. I wore it several times. I think 2 days. So good. Triumph of Bacchus, Sacred Flame, and of course you guys know Adonis Awakens and Danae, must-haves. I'm gonna throw this one in there now. Absolute must-have from the brand Fire and Desire. Just check it out. Like I said, guys, I'm kind of doing my initial impressions and thoughts on these fragrances. I'm gonna link it down below if you want to check them out. Remember to use the code BowTie10. But for my leather fragrance lovers, check out Midas Touch. But you guys know that they've been rocking with me for a while. What I really love, Fire and Desire is an absolute must try. All right, have you guys had a chance to smell either of these fragrances from Argos? If you have, let me know down in the comment section. The other guys know we would love to hear your thoughts on it. But as always, man, I sincerely appreciate you guys' time and your attention to these videos. Of course, you don't have to watch what you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you're sharing these out to some other folks that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darren. I'm the BowTie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.